Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a draw. And I do want to welcome you to the channel today, wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today, the title of the show is What Happened to Old Season. What happened to Old Season? I shared that we would talk about that yesterday, and here we are today. We're going to look at the bear case and the bull case. We're going to have a look at a bunch of charts and a whole bunch more. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people and does, of course, help support the channel, as does your wonderful comments that you take the time to write. I take the time to read them and respond. And if you're new to the channel, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. So we're going to jump straight into this and look at the total two, which is the entire altcoin market. Now, there's a couple of things. So we're going to go through the bear case here first. And the bear case is this, that we are currently rejecting at the 200-day moving average. Historically, when we've rejected at the 200-day moving average, we have seen some significant downside here, but most notably, if we go back in our time machine a little bit here, you can see something fairly similar. After we had the top, we came down, we had this dead cat bounce, we rejected there. I had a couple of attempts before we capitulated and went into a bear market. And we are seeing something a little bit similar here. You see the same pattern. This is like an M formation with the left side M higher than the lower side M. And then we just start making lower lows and lower highs. Now, what we do see here is a similar kind of formation where we see this top peak, and now we're seeing rejection at the 200-day moving average. Now, is it possible, therefore, that we are going into a bear market? Altcoins, it's possible that we go into a bear market. It's possibly we go into something similar here, happen with a bit of a sell in May and go away. Could end up, by the time this plays out, we could be in sell in June and go away. And then we see some more downside before seeing a pump a little bit later. So I want to bring your attention to something very interesting here. Now, in 2023, before the launch of Pump.Fun, and Pump.Fun launched around April, I think, 2024 or early 2024, this is when Pump.Fun launched, which is where people could just launch meme coins very easily and quickly into the markets. There was 23,000 cryptocurrencies were in existence. That means if you had 1.18 trillion, which is what we currently have now in the total altcoin crypto market cap, and remember, a lot of that is taken up. You actually look, if you actually minus the top 10, it's only 250 billion. So a very small amount. That number has skyrocketed to over 36 million, driven by the ease of creating new tokens and the proliferation of meme coins, particularly on platforms like Solana. And that's where Pump.Fun really, in my opinion, has ruined alt season as we know it. And I'm not sure, unless we see some kind of change there, whether we're going to see that really alter that much, that we are having now more shorter alt seasons than this one here. So for example, let's look at this alt season that we had here. This lasted from around about October 23rd, not exact day, but just around there. And this alt season really didn't finish till the 11th of March. Now, therefore, the next one that we had after that, you can see here, this one didn't last as long. It was pretty powerful in volatility, but it lasted from the 4th of November and was, I believe, stopped short by Fed Powell, who made some very remarks in December, I think, that was very unnecessary and completely ruined the Christmas rally. There was a little bit of an attempt there before we had a capitulation to the downside there. Now, in this particular, so that didn't last very long. That only lasted about 30-something days, and we're seeing something very similar here with this one here from around about the 7th of April, and let's say this is finished around the 12th of May. Now, we're not sure obviously we've got a pause here. And I'm not saying that this alt season is over yet. It may or may not, but we have come up against some resistance here, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens. So this one here has only lasted about 35 days, or around 35 days as well. And there's just not the liquidity now to support. There's too much money, too little money to go around, too many altcoins, sorry, and we have an oversaturation in the altcoin market. Now, some promising signs. So there's the bear case there. There's the bear case for on total 2. It's a little bit of a bear case, but on the weekly time frame, the bull case is that we are starting to print green on the MACD on the weekly time frame, has flipped bullish. Now, the last time that did happen over here, it did lead to some significant price appreciation there, as you can see the last time that flipped over back in October. And so maybe this is just the warm-up before a bigger push. Okay, like I said, I'm sharing both bullish and bearish cases for every chart that I share here. And so that is something there. The weekly time frame also, we've not seen the momentum indicators turn over here bearish. You can see here, you can see if we were to see the blue line cross below the red line, that generally has been the end of a move. Of course, you can get a fake out there, but you can see what happened there. Bang, we went down, and then that was the end, and we saw some bearish divergence before continuing the capitulation. So there does seem to be, unless this was to suddenly turn over, which it can, by the way, there does seem to that there's possible some more move to the upside. What we would need to see is, we wouldn't want to see what happened back over here where we saw the hit 1, 2 and then capitulate to the downside there. Okay, we would not want to see that at all for altcoins. And so there is some hope there. We don't have a sell signal like we have the sell signal up here. 1, 2, the tribal trade sell signal would have gotten you out at the top. Boom, boom. And we haven't printed another one yet. We still have a buy signal there for the tribal trades buy signal. We don't have a sell signal. And if you'd like to get access to the tribal trades buy and sell signals indicator, you'll find that in the tribal trades Discord. Okay, and so that is a Discord indicator. Okay, so that's what we're looking there for. Now, total 3 looks a little better. And if we were to go based off total 3, which is minus Ethereum, which has performed extremely poorly, we're seeing a similar scenario. So we're kind of broken above and we're retesting there. So look, if I see total 2 closes below the 200-day moving average, but total 3 is above, then I'm going to say that we're still in altcoin season. So is this little altcoin season run finished? Not yet. We haven't got the sell signal here yet at all. So I'm still saying we still are in an alt season. I'm not prepared to call it over at the moment, but I have given you some bullish and some bearish overviews. If we look on the daily time frame, we did get a bit of a sell signal on the daily time frame up here, but we are now maybe looking to curl over and create. That doesn't mean that alt season is over. The weekly one would be the one that I would go off, but this would be just some short-term selling and pause before the next leg up there. So that's what I would consider. And we do have a little bit of a curl over on the MACD where it is curled over. But if we start to see this turn and pivot more bullish, then that's maybe where we see this push on. And this is a little bit of a bull flag formation, and we can continue on to the upside for altcoins there. And even if we are going into an altcoin bear market, or even if, for example, we are in a bearish period for altcoins before the next leg up, and we do go into full bull alt season mode, that therefore we can still continue to trade and make money. But I think it's more of a trader's market than an investor's market. I did a show called Trader's Paradise, Investor's Hell. And I do think if you're the one where you're going to buy and long-term hold these altcoins, that's not the right strategy, in my opinion, and hasn't been the right strategy. The better strategy has been to trade it in and out. And that's exactly what we've been doing in the Tribal Trades Discord. You can see these beautiful levels that were given yesterday with the entry price of 161, Solana, the entry price of 366, and to fantastic trades. And we'll have a look at SUI in particular, that trade from that 366 went all the way back up to $3.93. Absolutely incredible move there, given that trade in the Discord, and that you would want to have taken profit and gotten out of that trade. It's a short-term trade there. Of course, Solana has also gone up from that entry that was given at 161, and I think that went all the way up to 173. So it looks like it hit our target in the tribal trades Discord there for Solana. It absolutely did there. So it got up to our targets there. And of course, SUI got beyond our targets there of $3.89, got up to $3.93. And I just love seeing the wins stack up in the Tribal Trades Discord donut with another fantastic win. The Thunder from Down Under with another $220 win trade there that comfortably pays for the Discord for about 4 months. And we've also got Zacco, also from Down Under. Something must be brewing there. They're the Asian market traders because of the time difference. Maddox there, William with another great trade. Nikola Tesla, as always, even hasn't been well, has been pumping out the wins. Izzy Lanes, Hey Joe, got a nice win there as well. The Braveheart trader, William Wallace, another great trade, and you can just see them stacking up there, kicking back 360, another Down Under trader. Always in the mornings, I love to see what those who have been trading the Asian markets have been doing. So that's been absolutely awesome. So therefore, also, let's look at a couple more things before we wrap this up here. USTD dominance is in a bit of a bear flag. So that is something that's encouraging. However, if that was to move up, we would see, and so that's another encouraging sign. But if we look on the weekly time frame there, it does look a little bit better, that we still have some more downside, and we've just turned over there a bit more. And remember, the last time we saw it happen, the MACD crossover on the weekly for USD dominance, look at that huge drop there, and that's where I would be targeting. And you can see once the USDT gets down to about 3.8%, that might be a good time to sell your altcoins. So I am leaning, if you ask me where am I leaning more towards, I am leaning currently more towards the bullish side based on what I see. Also have currently on Bitcoin dominance here. So that was USD dominance that we were looking at. On Bitcoin dominance here, I hope this isn't going to turn into a bull flag here. Right now, it's just a higher low. And then if we were to break down here and make a lower high, that would be encouraging. And again, on the weekly, we are down. There is momentum going down. We also see this drop here, turnover on the MACD. And the last time we saw a turnover on the MACD, Bitcoin dominance plummeted from 60 all the way down to around about 55%. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing in the chart. So based on those technicals, I am seeing some more upside for altcoins. I don't believe altcoin season is yet finished based on what I see. And of course, if I do see anything differently, I will update the community and get that out to the Discord as soon as possible. And of course, if you'd love to join the Discord, would love to have you in there. You can get started below in the link. There's a link in the description of this video, and you might need to click the more button to pop that out, and you can join one Discord to rule them all, the Tribal Trades Discord, live sessions with me every Tuesday and Thursday, and a couple of times over the weekends, a couple of times each month over the weekends as well. I also have a brand new trading signals channel that is in there where I just give buy and sell signals. And you can follow those buy signals and buy when those buy signals are posted. And then simply when there is a sell signal posted, you would just simply do the same thing and sell, just to make it super easy that if you're pressed for time and you don't have the time, the crypto plays or the stock plays, and you just simply want a buy signal and a sell signal, tell me when to buy, tell me when to sell. That's exactly what we've got going on. And that's all I have time for today. But until the next episode, or until I see you in the Discord, happy trading.